Is that working? Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Testicles, testicles. Done all that malarkey. How you doing? Hope you're alright. It's another little quick video. This time showing how to change reefers in an old JPM MPS power supply. This is obviously what they look like. I know that there's a few messages going around on forums and stuff saying that you don't need to replace the power supply kind of sort of plug socket. A lot of people do, being one of them. And please excuse the mess, by the way. This is at my kitchen, which isn't so kitchen looking at the minute. It's a bit of a disaster zone, or commonly known as shithole at the moment. But that's it's still work in progress, which is an understatement. But anyway, we're moving on from that one. Gloss over, moving on. Yeah, so you get a generic kind of socket in the end of that, like a bit of a plastic end. Now, there's conflicting people saying information saying that people say you don't need one, and so on and so forth. A load of people have fitted them on there. It's just extra protection. It may be unnecessary because if you're plugging your kettle lead into that, and that kettle lead's plugged into a surge protector power supply, for instance, then you're kind of protected again there. But if you really want to be overprotective, which I do, because these are pretty scarce and are pretty expensive if you want to get a replacement. So anything to protect these machines, I think is a bit of a bonus. Now, I bought these. I think it's Schaffner. I think that's how you pronounce it. One of these things. These are the replacements you can get off eBay, but there are also Schaffner ones that look like that, which have been replaced. I think these are the older ones, and these are the new ones with a sticker. Yeah. If that's coming out, but it's a Schaffner FN9222 1006 is the ones that have been suggested to me to buy, which I have, and I put them on my machines, and they work a treat. So then you just fit them. Obviously, you replace the old one. Remember where they do go, but it's very similar to a plug socket basically. Just it's upside down. So earth and live neutral, so there we go. So you get that. So you just replace it, plug it in, done. Job's a good one. That's on there to give you a little bit of extra protection. Sorry, I can't see. That's on there. Holding the thing too bloody high, but that's on there anyway, and you're protected. That's what I would do personally. So this is the power supply. You start by undoing the 758,000 screws. Not do them up, undo them, and they are dinky things. So try not to lose them. Much easier with a obviously one of these little pewters. The best buy I've ever done at Homebase, and it was on offer on a Homebase study that was closing down by me, so I picked that up for 50 quid. Bloody bargain. Battery included as well. Marvellous. This has put up fences, guttering, and about 4,000 parts out of a machine. So that comes off, and usually the smoke and reefers, in fact I've thrown some away, they may be in here these. Give me 1 second. Usually the old reefers look like, if I can find them, so I did throw them away. Bear with me, should have prepared for this. But they usually look gold coloured if they haven't started cracking and crumbling, but they usually look like these things. Kind of gold coloured, but as you can see, these are all plastic cased, and they crack if these have been left, or machines have been left in garages or so forth. They get damp and they start to fail and crack, and when you plug these things in, it's November the 5th, not fire, but smoke starts to plume out the back of it. But they still work. You don't actually necessarily need them in there. The machine will still work, even though it's smoking away to itself, getting stoned. But yeah, these things will still work without reefers in. But again, you've got to put them in personally, just to protect me reaching over. Excuse my fat chest and tits. Right. So yeah, you've got to, I think, personally put them in and replace them. It has to be done. it just needs to be done. So the way to do it is you've got these little plastic clips here. You just pinch them together and push it down, and they just eventually fall through. So you do that on all of them. They can be a pain in the arse to put back in again, but so be it. It's the joys of owning old machines, I guess. So that loosens the board, and as you can see, you can start to see some of the reefers that are there. These are the ones I've replaced. Tend to take this off. You can take this off and cheat and get to a reefer there, which is what I would do. Or you can go the whole hog, which I am going to do for this video. I'm a what can I say, lazy bastard, and I do it that way. But you can do it another way, which is taking these screws out, which I do, and taking the whole power supply basically apart. Which, you know, I can't be asked to do usually, but I shall show you for this video. Right, so this one there. It's so simple to do. It is simple to do. You know, I'm crap at electronics. Really, I am. I have no clue. And people on the forum do know what they're talking about, because they just do. So right, there we go. That's what the inside of the supply looks like. Glass fuses there. Didn't realise, but depending on what power supply you have, there are glass fuses there, hidden down there. So if the power supply does go, then it could be one of these glass fuses there. If this hasn't been added, then there are other glass fuses from memory. I think it's around here, around there, that you get the other glass fuses. But anyway, the reefers that you need to replace are those four there. If it's coming out at all, budget for a bit more. Try not to yank the wires too much and break the power supply. But there we go. It's the 1, 2, 3, 4 that need to be replaced there. Easy. You just find the corresponding bit under the bottom of the board. Again, I don't do it this way. I do the lazy ass way. But you find the corresponding sections underneath the board, as you can see. So 1, 2 for the big chunky one there, and then 1, 2, 1, 2 for the other two back there. And from memory, the other one is not going to come out, because yeah, it's for the other one back, and it's those two there if that's coming out. So yeah, literally just desolder those sections. If you've got a soldering iron, obviously you need one. Grab one from eBay or Amazon. You're going to need one just to do the basic generics of if you've got an old machine, you're just going to have to get one just to do generic repairs that you can do yourselves. Failing that, obviously you have to find someone that knows any deeper issues. If you need any deeper help with machines and boards and things, they'll obviously work their magic on it. But yeah, stuff you can do yourself. Soldering iron, ideally an expensive-ish one, because the cheaper irons you get when you desolder these things and try and pull it through, depending on what kind of soldering you're doing, if it's this or fly wiring a battery, which I do another video on, you can pull away part of the track that this solders to, and that's when you can kind of get more problems than good, because obviously it's not making a contact then. So yeah, so ideally a decent-ish soldering iron. I mean, I did use a cheap one for a while, and it did me for a while, but I wanted to get a decent one, so I grabbed one with a heat gun too, and I think, again, it's cheap compared to soldering irons, because the guys that do know what they're doing and tend to solder a lot of things tend to sort of spend quite chunky money on a soldering iron, at least a couple of £100. No, I'm not doing those kind of repairs, to be honest with you. I'm just doing ones that I'm capable of doing, to be honest. So yeah, I spent, I think, 40 on mine. Yeah, about 40 odd pounds. It comes with a few tips. In fact, have I got it nearby? I have. And if by bloody magic, there we go. I just put it out very quickly. This is 40 quid off Amazon, and it does the job. It really does. So there's the soldering iron, the nice not small tip. You get a bag of extra tips too. Never used this shit before in my life, but that's a thing to... That's for that. that's the heat gun. Never used it before in my life, so that'll be fun. But that really would be... I imagine if you're stripping up wires and you got some replacement sort of cover to go over it, you just heat it up and it tightens it to the wire. Obviously protects it better. But it's not bad looking for 40 quid, I don't think. You get that. Look at that, isn't that quite fancy and plush and funky? So you get that for £40. Bargain. It's display top, of course it is, and it's an 86 or 862D plus as it is. So yeah, it's all the way from Japan, so it probably lasts about 4 minutes and then explode and go wrong on me, and then give me coronavirus at the same time. So all joys things. Right, so anyway, that's the soldering iron, and again you can get some other alternatives off Amazon and eBay. So yeah, I'm rabbiting on shite, but that's that. So let's get this out of the way. So yeah, you desolder those reefers. And get that out of the way. So you just desolder those reefers, pull them away, and then you get the replacements. So these are the replacements. Let's whack them there. So replace one, replacement two. It's like Blue Peter, this. As if I prepared for it. So anyway, those are the replacement reefers. Thank you very much to Andrew96 on Mecca, by the way. The original ones that I bought were about £456,000. Really way too much money. This, for 10, 10 and 10 of each one of these, and including posting, I think came to about £12 or £14, which is a lot cheaper. So absolutely brilliant. So I'll show you the names of them. So yeah, that obviously you can see where that one goes, and those are the feet or prongs, whatever. And you just slide it in there, drop the solder on there. Obviously, when you get a soldering iron, and then trim the feet off. So it's looking a bit like that. Yeah. And then you do the same for them all. So then you need 2 of these are the dinkier ones, which I'll give you the names of. Dinkier ones, that's the technical term. And they drop in there, and again you clip the feet off, and then the one at the very back there. That's it. Those are the 4 that you need. So if I hold these up to the camera, these are off RS, Settley branded RS. So you've got the stock number there. So as you can see, I've labelled it. One PSU rear capacitor. So that's what you need, that one there. So yeah, the 33. So you got that one. So you need that one, which is sorted for that. So let's put these ones back. You need 2 of these. Drop in there, the 2. And that's the stock name and number. Just do the stock number, I think that'd be easier, won't it? 1746322, and it should bring up those grey capacitors. You can just use these for reference, take a screenshot, whatever, and then when you're ordering them from RS, free to join up, by the way, and their delivery service is outstanding. It is the next day. They are amazing. Unless you order on a Friday, then you won't get them until Monday because they don't deliver on Saturday. And that's... I should become a salesman for RS. So that's the one for the very front one, the larger capacitor. So yes, 6690094. Bloody fans knocking it. So yeah, you've got that, and that's it. Once they're soldered in, job's a good one. Hopefully, it won't be smoking away. If you've got other issues, I mean, again, few things can go wrong on these power supplies. Again, I'll check the fuses, and you can get a bunch of fuses off Amazon like I did. Let me just show you these. Are they? I got a massive kit off Amazon. You might need to order some separate ones, But you can get these little kits here with about 4,000 fuses in. I dropped it in the sink, which was handy, and it smashed and no water got in. It was wonderful. A great joyous moment. So yeah, those are the ones there. I've replaced some of those there, and I can't from memory remember, but I think there's one that isn't within this pack that you'd have to get. I can't remember which one it is, to be honest with you. But anyway, those are the fuses, and I think they're about £12, £13. So that those fuses there. Then you can get the, you might need the smaller fuses that go along there, or along the bottom there. Again, they are slightly different. They were, which ones were they? Let me just get this. Is it this one? I do have another set. I've got a feeling it might be those. It might be those. And again, it's not huge money. It really isn't huge money. I think they were £8. It's not huge amounts of money, but you got a bunch of fuses for power supplies and other things. And if you got a System 80 power supply, then for sure some of those fuses fit that as well. Anyway, that's that. I'm going to put it back together again. I don't think you want to watch that, but I carry on doing a video anyway. You can hit stop now because that really is about it. Really? I'm just going to put this back together again. And yeah, what am I doing that for? Right. So just put this back together again. But yeah, it's all doable, relatively easy. So you should be able to do that yourselves. Failing that, there will be someone that can help you out, probably on a forum, Facebook page or something. And I know that there are people out there that do this stuff. I'm happy to do it, obviously, but then you've got to post this out, which it weighs an elephant, so it'd be just cheaper for you to get the soldering iron and the all the reefers and have spares than it would to actually post this to me, because you're going to be spending, well, post it to anyone. You're going to be spending a fortune to post this out. So as I'm sure you will be aware, if you haven't taken it out already, like I say, the weight, it's quite chunky, to be honest. There we are, that's it. Plunk it back there. This literally is bringing it back together. The fiddly bit, the most fiddly bit, is unfortunately getting those kind of I don't know what the word they'd be looking for, brackets, whatever, to connect onto that. It's a right fiddly pain in the arse, that. But I'll show you a way of doing it. So right. So drop it back in. Line up at least two, if you can. Ones you can get your fingers to. And you just push up. That one hasn't gone up. But again, like that, push up. So they just pop back through into place like that. Again, it's pain in the proverbial, but again, it needs to be done, because obviously you've got to put these back into place, because you can't apply any pressure when plugging the cables in from the machine itself. So that's another one in. Marvellous. Now these are the fiddly pain in the arses, the ones at the very back. You just manoeuvre underneath, you just manoeuvre. You can just about feel that the, oh gosh, it's such a pain in the arse. You can just about feel the bottom sections of those brackets, and that's it, in, done, that's it. Again, the whole thing to solder in those reefers takes half hour maybe, tops. Half an hour tops. And just put the screws back in and you're done. Ideally, put the screws back in the hole and not one of those holes. Excellent, that went well. I mean, a lot of people watching this that own machines obviously won't be watching this because they know how to do this. But I'm just doing this little video just to show people like yourselves, if you're a little bit unsure what to do, because I was unsure up until recently. A good sort of 8 months ago, I didn't know how to change or do this, and but it is so straightforward. Like I said, I've done all the machines that I got here, but Elite Shoot, Super Shots, Special Reserve, Eater and Nudger, sorry, Bank Raid. They've all had that done. It's just added protection. Like people say, you don't have to put the reefers in, but it's at your own risk. Again, I was told that the reefers in the machine on this power supply, they protect surges within. That's what this is what I've been told. Surges within the machine that go on, so they pass through those filters, those reefers that act as filters, and protect that surge from going throughout the machine and causing more damage. And the filters, these, I was told, they protect the surge from going into the machine. So it's just more protection. I think personally, people say you don't need them. They're £8. £8. Really? Whack it on. Who cares if you need them or not? It's just more protection. That's all it is. If you've got a machine that's as rare as hen's teeth, then you do what you do to protect it, don't you? For £8, who's going to grumble? Anyway, that's it, and that's how you do reefers on an MPS machine. Thanks for watching. Hopefully I didn't ramble on too much, and hopefully that made sense. Thanks, guys.